My installation at the Nasher Public is entitled Stony, the Road We Trod. And it's a line from the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing. And it's the verse that I think best describes the journey that African Americans have had coming to these shores enslaved, and then our liberation and our current situation, where we stand. So I decided I would use that particular line as a motivation to create a shrine to Black America. And the elements that I'm using in the shrine are the things that I think relate specifically to the need for us to always be connected to our ancestors, because I feel like our ancestors are where we gather strength. And I think that when people see it, hopefully it will be beautiful, it will be calming, it will be a statement on Black Lives Mattering. This is my way of saying Black Lives Matter, to say that we come from a very strong and determined and a persevering people, and we need to always acknowledge that as we move through the various and sundry difficulties that we may face. Stony, the road we trod, but we will never, never give up. That's what this installation is really about. I think this piece is very much like many of the other pieces that I've done when I've been dealing with the ancestors. I oftentimes will do what are essentially memorial rooms to the ancestors. And this one is not much different, except that in this case, I'm not necessarily referring to a particular aspect of our history. I'm really just sort of talking about the need to be forever connected to our ancestors and our history. So I've used the symbols that I've used throughout my work. I've used the white rooster as a symbol of the ancestors, the white turtle as a sign of continuity and longevity. The blue color that I use all the time in my work is a protection color in traditional African art. Blue and red are protection colors. So when you see those colors, understand that whatever I'm showing you those colors with means that I am seeing those things as being protected. I also oftentimes will use the white marble chips, and that is a symbolic of the road we've trod, hence the title of the piece, Stony, the Road We Trod. And the peat moss, I've used that consistently in installations where I'm using the idea of connection to the ancestors as a method of healing. Because peat moss, for anybody that knows natural medicines, peat moss has often been used in the past as a healing element for various wounds and what have you. So that's why you see the peat moss on the floor. And then the Adinkra symbols are simply ones that I've chosen to use to symbolize resilience, unity. All the symbols up there are symbolic of resilience, unity, love, Sankofa, which is the ability to connect to the past. All the symbols that I've picked are symbols that relate specifically to the idea of resilience and perseverance and unity and struggle, but triumph in struggle. So that's what you see on the photographic images on the shower curtains. The circles are Adinkra symbols. And then there are Adinkra symbols that are around the Oshun figure that is sort of guarding the overall sculpture that sits in the center of this installation. That's my way of connecting us to the diaspora, because the two figures, the protection figure in the seagrass basket and the Oshun figure standing on top of her own basket form, both of those are Brazilian. And so, this is a way of indicating that the African diaspora is really what I'm talking about. I'm not just talking about African Americans. Each of the roosters is labeled with one of the 11 tribes that were the predominant groups enslaved. and then the last one being African Americans, because essentially we become a whole different tribe based on the way in which we were thrown together and created this new hybrid, if you will, African. And so all of the roosters are labeled with those names of the various tribes that came. And then finally, I'm always interested in having people kind of participate in my installation. So there is an element of that in this installation. You can take a gold piece of paper and write an affirmation to the Black community and put it in one of the baskets, so that I'm gathering positive energy from whoever visits the installation to, pass on to the Black community. So that's basically what this work is about.